Hello. I know I don't make a video in a long time to this channel. Ain't that right? I know it's nuts. It's been nuts. I had a lot of work outside making videos. I had to do a lot of things. Was really occupied, so I just rather waste time in my main channel. You see, if I'm too occupied, I'd rather just do videos for the main channel and edit for the main channel than to this one, because this one is it's basically an outside channel, just a secondary, just so I can vent things about video games or news that I find interesting, mostly about video games and things about computers and all that. It's just what I enjoy, and my time has been mostly on the main channel than on this one. By the way, why not? You can check it out my channel. Hey, looks pretty good right now. I just made a video about my time at Portia. It's basically a montage, a funny montage. Made a lot of things. Got one song that I made to that. It's crazy, okay? I made a song with a verse that it's garbage, but still it's fun. And it sounds funny. And I like when things sound funny. Woken up another day. Okay, so moving on from the topic today, the reason why I started to make this video was because I'm working on my next video for. It's not next. It's still really bare bones. Still, I'm just recording things. Still trying to remember what I want to do with it, because I have another video that I'm really focusing on. It's the 100 subscribers video. I've been working on that one, but when I want to stop playing or editing and I want to play a video game, I'm playing the gameplay that I need for the next video that is about the AI in Need for Speed Underground. That game is nuts, okay? The AI in that one, it's crazy. So I'm recording a video for that, and I noticed something. That video games back in the day, I'm not too familiar with the recent racing games, with Forza and all that. I have not played it. I played a little bit, but it doesn't strike me with this one, so it's something that's fixed. I think overall it's just Forza actually that is still a good game, a good racing game. We cannot say that Need for Speed Heat is a good game, but I don't know if it suffers from the same thing. Games back in the day, racing games back in the day, have a thing, excluding GT4, Gran Turismo in general, that because it's a simulator, so it's understandable that it is that way, but not the arcade games. Really moving to the thing, games, if they wanted to be longer, because they had to hit that 8-hour mark to be a game, less than that is garbage, they had to do one thing, and that was increasing the number of laps. And I just noticed this today because I was playing a tournament in Need for Speed Underground, and all the races were 4 laps. And if I remember correctly, I don't have the footage yet, but if I remember correctly, by the end you're doing 7 laps. And that's pretty crazy. That's a lot of laps. And you're just doing the same circuit all the time. Like, it gets really boring and annoying at the second last or last lap. When you get overrun in that time, overtaken, I mean, it just gets annoying because you most likely lose. Especially in Need for Speed Underground, that I don't understand. The guys that have the best car, you cannot literally overtake them. It's impossible in that game. Only if you do the best turns ever, only that way. But in speed, you cannot overtake them. Never. Not even with drafting. It's nuts, okay? It's crazy. And I noticed this, that more laps actually just suck. It just sucks in general. You just have to do the same race 4 times. Like, I like sprint races because it's point A to point B. You just always in a different. It's basically always a different race. Get it? It's always different. And that's really cool. That's why I like sprint, because the end is not the same as the start, and it's a different place, and it's always different. All the path that the sprint race does, it's all different, except in circuit. Circuit is just basically circuit. I don't know how to say it. Doesn't matter. In circuit, just basically go around, and it's really annoying. Okay, to go 7 times around the same race, that it's really boring. One thing is when the race is really small, but even then, it's annoying. If the race is small, I'd rather not have it, you know, or just have it as a complement to another race, not as his own race. Because it just gets, even if it's a small, it's not memorable. It's not. You remember in Underground 2, there's a race. If you remember well correctly, the races that are indoors or supposedly indoors, they have a different thingy on the map. They appear in a different way, and they are supposed. I don't remember the correct name, but it's like inside race or contained races. I don't know how to say it, but those races are just the maps from Underground 1 that were the drift maps, just became races, normal races, and those maps are small because there is one, for example, that it's literally just 2 rectangles, and then you place them together, and it kind of does this zigzaggy thing on the middle in each side, and it's just that, and you have to do that. You have to go around 7 times, 7 laps. Like, it's not memorable, that race. They just put that race there to have a longer game. Underground 2 already hits about, if I'm not mistaken, the 13-hour, I think 13-hour mark. I could see the average would be that, or maybe 12 hours. And you're putting indoor races that are just the races from the Underground 1. And you give it a lot more laps because they were meant for drifting. They're really spacious. They are so wide. It's crazy. And you just add more laps, so it makes worth to race in them, but it's not really worth it because the race is just a little map that you're repeating. It would be better if they didn't reuse the boring ones, the small ones. They could just reuse the bigger ones. There's one, for example, that is in the drifting, that you are in the up section, you go down, then you do a little turn there, you go underground, and there's like a zigzaggy thing where you go then on a circle and go to the up section again and finish the race. This was basically a short a short speaking of the level, but the level was kind of that, and it was kind of long. It would be fair like 3 laps in that map, so it's an understandable map. But now 7 laps in a small, it's useless. And having levels with 7 laps, just it takes more time. I don't know why games did this back in the day. I don't know why Need for Speed did this. It's so useful. It sucks. So it's just that I want to talk about. It was just a little venting, you know. Yeah, it's just that I'm glad that games don't do this anymore. Don't do this. I'm just glad, because it was boring, annoying when you lose, and you had to repeat the whole level. It sucked. I'd rather just have less races and be with less laps than have the same races with a bunch of laps, just so the game stretches to the 8-hour mark and just is completely boring because you finish the game and you enjoyed the game. For example, me, I loved Underground 1. I love it. But I start the game and I'm really into it. I really enjoy it. But when it gets to the 5 laps, dude, I just start to get bored. Because I just remember that by the end, I will be doing 7 laps. And that just kills the mood for me. So, this is just I wanted to talk about. Don't forget to check out my main channel. Really good edits there. And I hope you stay cool. I'm gonna try to vent a little more when I found some things that I find annoying in video games. I hope I can bring them here and talk with you. Well, this was fun. See you guys until next time.